Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to this Gateway 3D webinar. Just going to share my presentation with you now. My name's Alistair Milkreast and I'll be your presenter today. The webinar will take just under 15 minutes. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, on the left-hand side you'll see the chat button. Please type the questions in there, and at the end of the webinar I'll stay online for 10 minutes and I'll read the questions out and try and give some answers. Okay, so you all saw the teaser email. So today in today's webinar, we're going to explore if you want more profit, why you should personalize it. As we've only got 15 minutes, it's going to be a short introduction to some of the key reasons as to why personalization and mass customization is taking effect. We're going to have our Spot the Difference quiz and highlight the obvious reasons of personalization. Then we're going to look at some case studies with some old and new people in the market. We're going to have a quick touch on the market movers and shakers. And we're going to explore more than just the key obvious reasons of personalization. We're going to look at some of the cultural and technological trends that are enabling this as well. Then we'll look at some of the conclusions from this brief presentation. Okay, let's start with a bit of fun. Spot the difference. So we had our two mugs, and we weren't looking for the fact that one had Mr. Happy on it. The mug on the left is from Tesco's, 80p. The mug on the right was from pyramidshop.com, $6.99. It's the same mug. Our next one was the doormats. And for anyone joining us in the US, the one on the left was from Home Depot, sorry. $10. The one on the right, the identical rug, $35 from an Etsy store of Cyburn Mat. And that's $35 plus postage and packing, not bought from the shop. Then our final one, the Coke bottle. Standard bottle of Coke, any shop, it's $1, maybe 80p in the UK. And on the right, not off the shelf, bought from shareacoke.com, $5. Okay, so with these three examples, we can see there's higher margins. Nice. But what else? So obviously we've got the brand reinforcement elements going on, especially with the Coke and Mr. Men. You can see the picture on the right of Jordan, who got her own bottle of Coke and shared it with her friends. Literally, will be shared with friends, share a Coke. Then we've got it special, it's mine, all three. People love to show off what's theirs. People are very proud of anything they've created themselves or it's in their own name, especially the millennials, which we'll touch on later. More sales. Well, if we get brand reinforcement and if we get people sharing, that should lead to more sales. And also staying ahead of the competition. We'll look at market disruptors and innovators later, but staying ahead of the competition is actually a key reason to personalize. Okay, so the personalization potential and those brief examples. We've got increased margin. I think someone gave me a pre-answer on Spot the Difference of 600%. It wasn't far out with some of those examples. We've got brand identity and brand loyalty enhanced. So anyone sharing your product in a personalization way, talking about it on social media, showing their friends, is just going to reinforce those messages more. And if they're doing that, that should lead in more sales. And if we get all that right, that can't fail but to lead to increased profit. But there's going to be other reasons later we'll explore. Okay, so 3 case studies then of people who are personalizing before we look at some more of the reasons. Now we're going to look at the old and the new. The first example is Timpson's, an 150-year-old business. I'm sure most of you have probably been to a Timpson. You've probably seen them in your shopping mall and shopping centres on the high street. 150 years ago, they started off as cobblers. They mended people's shoes. And then they started to become key cutters. And then they started to sell little bits and pieces in their shops. But now they've gone from a cobbler to an e-com personalisation expert. They now have 468 personalised products online. Anything from dog tags, Zippo lighters, door signs, pens, engraved items. They've just got a whole selection now on their e-commerce business. So they've taken their traditional high street store and put it online. Now on their website, and you can see the example there, the Personalised tape, you can design online, order online, dispatch online. And you can see the example there, the engraved tankard. Not so old, Marks and Spencer's, just 130 years old. They started, for those that don't know, in a penny bazaar in Birkenhead Market to become a retail giant. From a retail giant, they're now a huge e-tailer with a massive online presence. And now they have a personalisation business. I was with some customers this morning, didn't even know they had a personalisation business. They started off in personalising cards. And as you can see on the right-hand side now, they've now got back to school and calendar events. They're increasing their range all the time. They're personalising. You can see there an example of one of their personalised cards with the design tools available to them. Then let's look at a newer one. Funky Pigeon, a baby compared with Tesco's and Timpson's at 13 years old. They started online as a personalised business. They have no pedigree or history other than an online personalised business. They're now an estimated 200 million value. But they also were a market disruptor. When Clinton's cars went bust, they actually claimed that Funky Pigeon and Moonpig were reasons for this. The likes of Funky Pigeon and Moonpig looked at a traditional high street business and saw an opportunity to take it from buying mass-produced standard cards off the shelf into personalised cards. Now a huge market. And there's an example of their notebooks, and they've also got licenses with the Minions. Jamie loves his Minions. Okay, so that was 3 examples, but who are the movers and shakers? Here's just some examples of personalised specialists. The 2 on the right are Cafe Press and Zazzle. And they're obviously 200 million to 500 million businesses between them. They specialise in T-shirts, Cafe Press, and Zazzle specialise not just in T-shirts but in designs. Vistaprint, for those in the promo industry or the print industry, will be well aware of Vistaprint, a £1.5 billion business on the orders nobody else wanted. They started with their free business cards, then they realised that they could take their technology and take the jobs that no one else wanted. They're now doing this in the promo industry. And there's other names on there you'll recognise. Outside of this, if you look at all the big brands, they now have personalisation stores. Nike ID built a factory just for personalised trainers. Levi's now do personalised jeans. I can go on. But why? Why are these people doing personalisation? In the pre-industrial revolution, nearly everything was personalised. We were makers. We made our own clothes. We made our own woodwork, our own metalwork. We cooked our own food from ingredients. The Industrial Revolution brought mass production. All of a sudden, we had mass-produced items that were now affordable to the general public. But did we ever lose at heart our desire for personalisation? No, but we didn't have the technology. Technology has now enabled personalisation. Now, clearly, the web has played a key part of this because people now can go online. Digital printing has played a key part of this. Now, while we're looking specifically in these cases of digital print, personalisation can be anything from muesli to nutrition bars to jewellery. It doesn't have to be printing. Online customizers. Online customizers built into websites have enabled the engagement with end users. I've seen online customers from cars down to the examples of mugs and pens we've seen, to shoes, to dresses, to jewellery. Online customers are now getting clever and clever. Then workflow technology. Online sellers generally cut out the middleman. They don't have the high street. They're selling direct from themselves to the consumer. But the workflow technology enables them to take orders online and with no cost dispatch those orders and the accompanying artwork to the fulfillers, who can then print with their digital equipment and dispatch as well. Now we're seeing in-store kiosks. I had a great quote from one of our kiosk providers who said, do you get a more profitable 1 foot of real estate in a store than a kiosk? We've seen some shops now that sell blanks with the option to customize in store. And sometimes in-store printing is providing goods there and then, or other times the customization will be done in store but be dispatched from their fulfiller at a later date. And last year, mobile browsing overtook computers, according to Google. And this is an important factor for when we look at the millennials. Okay, so I've given some very brief overviews there as to why personalisation. And this was my Christmas reading, Custom Nation. It was a fantastic book I read because it starts to explore in depth the cultural drivers that are demanding this maker movement, why young people want things personalised especially. It explores all the technological drivers as well. And it gives great case studies from many successful personalisation businesses, and from diamonds to Musi to t-shirts and more. It also interviews and quotes the founders of these successful businesses. And on top, a couple of the quotes. Entrepreneurs are delivering unprecedented customer value by harnessing innovative business models to provide top quality custom products at affordable prices. Custom Nation takes a good look at the history of customization, who's doing it well and where it is headed. And that's from Robert Keane, the CEO and founder of Vistaprint. 1.5 billion, the orders no one else wanted. The second one, as CEO of a company whose products are driven by customization, I can confidently say that consumers want specialized, ownable products, and this book shows you how to build a loyal customer base and improve your bottom line. And that's Jeffrey Hausenbold, the president and CEO of Shutterfly. After the presentation, I will share it with all the attendees, and there's a link there to buy it, and I promise you it's a riveting read. Okay, so we saw this slide earlier when we looked at some basics. We have the potential for increased margin to improve our brand identity. We want to try and enhance our brand loyalty, and hopefully we want to generate more sales. So those three in itself will give increased profit. But other reasons as well. We're not just looking at customer acquisition, but customer retention as well. If we're doing personalized products and engaging our brand more thoroughly, we're going to retain those customers, and those customers are going to share with their friends. And if they share with those friends, then we can make some acquisitions. Customer expectation. We'll touch on this in the next slide. But are customers now expecting the ability to have what they want when they want? That's what the internet's done for us. They do. Personalization is just another level of what they want and when they want. And the other reason to personalize as well is beware the market disruptors looking for opportunities. A lot of traditional businesses, and I think the Clinton's card is a classic example, were unaware of the Moonpigs and the Funky Pigeons. Moonpig and Funky Pigeon identified how to disrupt a market. Vistaprint were a market disruptor. There's other people entering the market who see an opportunity to use technology to make personalized products to steal what was the traditional market share born out of mass production. So some thoughts and conclusions. We have cultural issues at play here with personalization. People want to express themselves. They want to say who they are and what they believe in. Millennials are all online too, and their range today is the 18 to 34 years of age. The people below the millennials, my daughter's 14, her phone is attached to her hand. Everything's done on it. These people buy and shop and explore and investigate everything online. They expect to get what they want, when they want, and how they want it. Personalization is the last layer in giving them this to them. Obviously, we've seen that technology has enabled the potential of personalization. With online customizers, workflow processes, tools that create print-ready artwork, shopping carts, online payments, we can now not just buy online, we can personalize online. We can see what we're buying, we can be happy with our purchases. We've seen that people will often pay a premium if personalized. Some of those simple examples on the emailer at the beginning of the presentation have shown that you can take a simple mug, that a retailer is selling at 80p and turn it to a £7 product. And which one will be more highly valued, the 80p one or the £7 product? But what's interesting about personalization, a lot of personalizers and customizers, they can actually sell at the same price, as invariably they can cut out the middleman, normally the retailer, and they're using technology to create efficient businesses that haven't got the high overhead of traditional models. So often, and Custom Nation, the book explores this, is showing how personalizers are often selling at similar prices to mass production people, but equally with the same, if not more, margins. And we can see established businesses are utilizing technology and joining the trend. I think Timpson's and Marks and Spencer's highlight this. These businesses are over 100 years old, but they're understanding their customers, they're understanding how the marketplace is changing. Marks and Spencer's now also have a shirt customizer on their website, which is made to measure. Not just a personalization, but made to measure. You put in your details and it'll cut you a shirt. People want to show who they are and what they are, and they want things made for them. And also they want to have brand loyalty. They want people to be engaging with their brands, to enjoy their brands. If you look at Powerade in the US, for example, they've just got their Just a Kid campaign. Nothing to do with Powerade other than they're sponsoring why you should be just a kid and what town you're from. They're trying to get people talking with brand loyalty. They want their customers to share who they are and what they believe in. And expressing their brands with their friends, personalized for them, is another way of accelerating that in the same way that they want to do on social media. And the other reason, the people with market foresight, they are recognizing the trend and they don't want to be left behind. Because if it can be personalized, you can guarantee someone will do it. And if the existing players with their traditional mass production business models aren't doing it, you can guarantee someone will. And like I said, beware the market disruptors. If you're not doing it and it can be done, someone will. Someone's looking for the orders that you're not looking after well, and they'll want to be finding an angle as how they can take that business. But ultimately, those that are doing personalization are actually doing it for one reason only: profit. Whether that's to increase sales, increase margin, retain sales, defend margin, defend from competition or stay ahead of the competition, people will be personalizing because they see it as profitable. They see it as the right thing to do. Okay, thank you. Well, I think I've just about made my target of 15 minutes. You can find more information about everything I've spoken about on our website at gateway3d.com. You can follow us on Twitter at gateway3d, and obviously our blog, gateway3d.com/blog. Thank you for joining me. I will now stay online for, and if there's any questions, I shall read them out and attempt to answer them. Okay, let's see if I've got any questions. Okay, Mark's asked about buying the book Custom Nation. It's on Amazon. You can Google it for Custom Nation. But when I share the presentation, I've actually put the link in there to take you straight to the book to buy. Okay, thank on. You've asked, so what are you offering to help with personalization? This wasn't meant to be a sales pitch today, but that's a brilliant question. Obviously, Gateway 3D provide online customizers. So we have our product personalization apps, which we can design virtually any product in 2D or 3D. And the products can be designed online. And the clever thing about our product apps is they create print-ready artwork. And then the other side of our business, our order workflow manager, we can send the print-ready artwork straight to the fulfiller. Or if you're a self-fulfiller, you can fill it yourself. And our order management system will route the orders. It's a great question, John, and that could take me another hour to give that pitch. But that pitch is for another day. But we'd be happy to help with any customer who's thinking about personalization, exploring how we can help and how our technology can empower this. So another question here, are we going to be at Promo Product Expo next week? If that's formally the trade-only national show, then the answer is no. But I'll Google it afterwards. I think the next show we'll be exhibiting at will be Printwear and Promotion, which is at the end of February at the NEC. Okay, question from Stephen. Your solutions, could they be used in Spanish? Yes, they can. Gateway is now a global business. We're headquartered in Macclesfield. We have offices in Slovakia, and we have offices in Aachen in Germany. We have partners in Holland. We have partners in Spain. And we have partners in the US and France and Italy. And Stephen, if you go to gateway3d.com, there's actually a Spanish flag on our website. Our website only launched a month ago. I'm not sure how far we are with translating to Spanish. Have a look. Okay, my Internet Explorer stopped working. Perfect. But as you can see there, if it's still showing my screen, you can see the Spanish flag. Okay, I won't worry about Internet Explorer, but the short answer is yes, it can be done in Spanish. Okay, another question about Spanish from Julio. We don't sell products or machinery. We enable and connect people. So at the front end, we sell product personalization apps to enable personalization on your website. At the back end, we have an order management system. But we connect sellers and suppliers together. So sellers can either have their own self-fulfillment, they can use their supplier of choice, or they can use suppliers that are in our network. Currently, we have about 40 suppliers in the UK with about 50,000 products on our network that you can sell. And if you're talking about the Spanish market specifically, Julio, then our Spanish partner is one of his key tasks would be to build up the network to share and connect sellers with resellers, sellers with printers and fulfillers. In fact, our Dutch partner is at the PSI show this week. Yes, we do sell direct. So another question, thank you. Yes, we do sell direct to the US market. We also have two key partners over there as well, which you can find on our website. which is Personalise Network and Select Imprint Group. And we're currently in negotiation with a partner for the promo market as well. Okay, a question about how products are modelled. We have a modelling team in the UK and Slovakia that can do 3D and 2D models. Custom product platform, which sits behind our product apps, you have the ability to create your own 2D products for personalisation and pre-designs and templates. But yeah, we can certainly help with 3D modelling and with 2D modelling as well. Okay, question from Patricia. Who is the partner in the Netherlands? The partner is Promedata. And like I say, they're at the PSI show in Dusseldorf, which must be coming to a close now because it's an hour ahead in Germany. But we can put you in touch with them directly. The owner of Promedata, Erwin Barker, and it's promedata.com is their website. If you put your email address in, Patricia, into the registration, I'll make sure you've got the connection there. Okay, let's have a look at any more questions. Okay, I think that's the last of the questions. I'll just give it 20 more seconds. Oh, thank you for that, Patricia. I'll email you after the presentation. I'm Alistair, by the way, but you can call me Ian. That's fine, Patricia. I hope it doesn't say Ian on the screen. That would depress me. Okay, so questions. Let's have a look. Something's coming through here. Okay, I think there's no more questions coming through. I'll send out a recording of the presentation, hopefully by close of play today, if not first thing Monday, as soon as I get it from our webinar software. And thank you for joining. If you found it interesting and inspiring, it only touched on some of the reasons why you should personalize, but hopefully it's inspired you to do so. Have a nice weekend, everybody, and thank you for joining.